G'day everyone, welcome to another episode of Wineback Wednesday, and today I'm going to look at a gin, and I found a pack, I suppose a tasting pack inside the house, which I think arrived at the house a few months ago in however form it got here, but there was a bunch of gins in there, and obviously the range of gins available in Australia and many countries of the world these days is very vast. You go into bottle shops or even some restaurants and bars, and often the shelves are just lined with extensive range of spirits, especially things like gin. And this one is from Wolf Lane Distillery up in Cairns, up in sort of North Queensland or Northish Queensland, and it is the Plum gin. And so we look at the Plum gin, and I did look online at their website to get a bit of information, and in the picture the bottles of this gin are quite red, or pinky red colour, so this is obviously sort of more of a orangey colour, so unfortunately I'm not sure if it's going to be a true representation of the product they've got, but I'm sure the flavour compounds etc are going to be pretty similar. But the colour has changed slightly, but I'm not sure if that was in the packaging or whether this is because we've had this for a couple of months, we're meant to drink it shortly after purchase or whatever. But the idea of it is Wolf Lane, based up there, sort of a small local company. They like supporting the locals, so they're using the local Davidson, Queensland Davidson plums, and they steep the gin in these plums for about 3 months, and the idea is as a their take on a slow gin. So obviously a traditional slow gin has got slow berries in it, and these guys have replaced the slow berries with their Queensland Davidson plums from a local growers up there, so supporting the locals, and this is their representation. So yeah, so the gin is steeped with these plums for about 3 months, and then it is bottled at the full alcohol. So it's about, I think it varies, but this one's 37%, and the one online said it's 33%, so around that range. So not full strength, but still on the higher side. But they say that all these lovely plum flavours that come through really do complement that juniper character that is already in the gin after they've made it. So without further ado, I've got a lovely little glass that came with the pack, and so something from the grapevines. But there's just so it hasn't been opened. So I'll just give it a crack. Don't know if I've had too much. I mean, obviously it's full strength. So they do recommend that if you do want to have it over ice with some soda, and obviously soda is quite neutral, so you enjoy the full flavour profile of this gin, but also can add a zest to your bubbles or something like that. So obviously there's numerous ways that you can drink it, and that's the beauty of these things. You can trial things, and of the condiment of choice is a wedge of orange. So yeah, that's lovely. It is fresh and lively, so I don't know whether the colouring is reflective of what it should look like, but other than that, there is a sort of nice juniper note in the background. But there's some red fruits, and it's even got what's the word? It's sort of there's some nice sort of lifted sherbety notes, and sort of what I associate sort of musky red fruit, sort of raspberry notes, a little bit of spice. And even sort of what I note when being in China, sometimes there's when you have hot pot, the spices that they use, the peppers and stuff like that they use, they're really fresh, and they've got this lovely floral note to them as well. That's sort of giving that as well. So really quite really attractive. And wow, really. There's a little bit of heat and sweetness from the alcohol, but not over the top, really balanced. But there is this rounded sort of, it's actually quite dense, this sort of fruit sweetness that comes with it, and it's got a sort of a honeysuckle honeyed note on the back end, and then the warmth comes through. Really interesting. And as I said, there's just such a range of gins available these days. It's one of those things I think you just got to go out and just try them. And these, obviously, these little offerings, and there are 30 mils in these. There were 6 of them in the pack, so I'll endeavour to get through some more. The 30 mils of each of these bottles. So really, you get that's a shot, I suppose. You could maybe, if you get some friends around, you could split it down maybe into smaller lots, or make a glass and then share the glass around. But really interesting way to do things, because obviously if you don't want to buy a full 700ml bottle or 500ml, some of them come in these days, but if you still want to do something a bit more interesting, a bit of fun, yeah, go out and get these kind of packs and get your mates around and a couple of girlfriends or whatever, and have some fun. So the Wolf Lane Distillery out of Cairns up in North Queensland, their Plum Gin. Their Plum Gin, the Davidson, the Queensland Davidson Plum Gin. Really fun. Thanks for listening. Cheers.